Imagine standing outside on a bright morning, and instead of one glowing orb in the sky, you see two suns rising together. The landscape is bathed in golden light, shadows stretch in strange directions, and the very rhythm of life on Earth is rewritten. But what would really happen if our planet orbited two stars instead of one? Let's explore. At first, it sounds simple. Two suns mean more light, more heat. But the reality is far more complex. If both suns were the same size as ours, Earth could quickly become too hot to sustain life. Oceans might boil away, leaving behind a desert world like Venus. However, if the two stars were smaller, cooler red dwarfs, Earth might receive just the right balance of warmth, creating an exotic but still habitable climate. The exact conditions would depend on the distance between the suns and the orbit of Earth around them. In astronomy, this is called a binary star system, and such systems are not rare. In fact, more than half of the stars in our galaxy are in pairs. With two suns in the sky, Earth would rarely experience true darkness. Instead of the peaceful night we know, the sky would almost always be lit. Stars, constellations, and the Milky Way might vanish from human sight. For life on Earth, this would mean constant daylight cycles, disrupting sleep, migration patterns, and even the evolution of nocturnal creatures. Humans would need to reinvent the concept of night, building artificial dark zones to rest. Imagine cities designed with giant domes to block out starlight so people could finally sleep in darkness. Our seasons are already shaped by the tilt of Earth and its orbit around one sun. But with two suns, seasons would become wildly unpredictable. One sun might pull Earth closer, while the other tugs it away, creating extreme climate swings. Summers could be scorching deserts, while winters could plunge into deep freezes. Instead of 4 simple seasons, Earth might face chaotic weather cycles lasting decades. Civilizations would rise and fall, trying to adapt to these constant changes. Agriculture, which depends on steady seasons, could be nearly impossible without advanced technology. Two suns don't just mean extra light, they also mean extra gravity. The pull of two massive stars could destabilize Earth's orbit. Our planet might be dragged closer to one star, or even flung out into the cold darkness of space. Even if Earth managed to survive in a stable orbit, the tug-of-war between two suns would create violent effects on our oceans. Tides would surge higher, storms would grow fiercer, and coastlines might constantly shift. In the long run, this instability could make Earth an unpredictable and dangerous place to live. If life did manage to survive, it would evolve in astonishing ways. Plants might develop two kinds of chlorophyll to capture different wavelengths of sunlight, turning forests into dazzling shades of purple, red, or even black. Animals might evolve reflective skins or multiple eyelids to handle the glare. Humans, too, would adapt, perhaps with stronger circadian rhythms or advanced technology to regulate body clocks. Culturally, two suns would change everything. Myths, religions, calendars, and timekeeping would revolve around a dual-star sky. Instead of sunrise and sunset, people would talk about the first dawn and the second dawn. Astronomers say yes, but only under very specific conditions. If the two stars orbited close together, Earth could orbit both of them at a safe distance. This is called a circumbinary orbit, and we've already discovered planets like this in the universe. One famous example is Kepler-16b, nicknamed Tatooine, because like in Star Wars, it has two suns. However, unlike Earth, Kepler-16b is a cold gas giant, not a habitable world. Still, the discovery proves that planets can survive and maybe even thrive in double-sun systems. Had Earth formed around two suns, our history would be unrecognizable. Navigation by the stars would never exist because stars might not even be visible. Science, mythology, and culture would be dominated by the twin lights in the sky. Perhaps humans would see duality, the balance of two forces as the ultimate truth of the universe. But one thing is certain: life would be harder, stranger, and endlessly fascinating. So, what if Earth had two suns? We'd face endless daylight, unstable seasons,
Earth's
extreme
orbit
tides,
wobbled
and an
violently.
alien-like evolution of life. But under the right balance, Earth could still be a home, a very different one from the world we know. The thought reminds us how fragile and precious our single sun really is. Without it, life as we know it wouldn't even exist.